Baby did not have a great sleep. Up and awake at 5 a.m. and I was like, I need to get some sleep in.
Random life chaos just gets in the way.
Iterate. Can't be perfect. Like, if it's 80% great.
Okay, yes, let's go.
What does success mean to you? Like, what would make you happy in the next 6 months?
A life first business, like a true life first business, right? Hello. Today I'm here with Kim, one of my clients and a new mum who launched her 6-week offer, signed multiple clients in a month after launching, and resigned from her job all while running on broken sleep with a freaking baby. So when we first connected, she wasn't just building a business, she was surviving motherhood with a business idea that she couldn't shake. Zero clarity on how to make it real, and a feed full of trash advice like just be consistent and just hustle at nap time and find things to do while your baby's sleeping. So she is with me today, and I'm here sipping on a tea based in Barcelona as she is dialing in from Australia down under with her super mum mug.
Favorite.
How are you doing, Kim?
I'm good. Baby did not have a great sleep. So he was up and awake at 5 a.m. and I was like, I have a 7 a.m. interview thing. I need to get some sleep in. So yeah, now here we are.
Here you are, and here you are looking fab as well. You look great for this early in the morning. For me, it's like 10 p.m.
That's why I had to push it back like 15 minutes. I'm like, let's go. Need to wake up.
But here we are. So thank you so much for being here. To continue what I was talking about with Kim, at the time when I talked to her, she did not need more hustle. She did not need another course. You were pretty clued in. I remember you were talking and shopping around with other business coaches and other programs because you knew that you needed help and you were committed to finding a business coach. So you were looking for a fitted strategy that also respected your life, one clear offer, simple messaging, and a plan that you could run while having a baby, right? With the, like part-time, not a full-time job again, because you wanted to quit your job. And that is actually what we managed to build together. And I wanted to bring Kim on here for every woman telling herself, I'll take my business seriously when life calms down. Kim is literally proof that you don't have to wait. Also proof that life never calms down, because a 5-month-old baby just turns into a 10-month-old baby. Which is how old Kendrick is now today, right?
It doesn't get easier. No, he's actually like 15 months now.
He's 15 months.
He keeps growing. He keeps growing.
What? He keeps growing? Oh my goodness. That is wild how time works that way, how age works, right? So having a baby doesn't make your life easier. But Kim, let's start with the basics. For anyone who doesn't know you yet, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Kim. I am the founder of Moonshot Woman. So Nicole had a great introduction of what I do. I launched a program that is a 6-week transformational program for women to break out of their comfort zone, build their confidence, and land dream jobs. So my goal was to get a lot of people out of their toxic work environments and place them into, their dream jobs of things that they really light up their soul and fulfill their soul. Because I was once in that position way back when, and I just wanted to help as many people as possible get in that. So, yeah. Nice.
And you being in that position before, would you say that is the main reason where you got, or the main, your expertise is where it drives from?
I think in the beginning when we were working together, we had so many different ideas. I'm like, I can do I ran 3 marathons. Should I do a marathon thing? I have a baby with eczema. Should I do that? And then boom, I was like, I've also left a lot of jobs. I job hopped 6 times within 10 years. And it wasn't due to me, restructures and stuff. I'm like, I want to level up. I want to get to the next job and next opportunity and reach my potential. So I also really enjoyed interviewing. Oh my God, no one likes interviewing at all. So at one point of my life, I'm like, it's so much fun. I think I just had a lot of delulu going on, a lot of confidence. So wanted to bring that over to people and get into that mindset, how you would land your jobs that way.
Yeah. Yeah. And which is pretty funny because well, not funny as in like, haha, funny, but coincidentally funny because I remember we were chatting. Did I just dream this, or did you tell me that you used to be in a business with someone about ice cream?
Yes. It was,
Yes. You exited the business with a partner with
yeah.
gelato ice cream,
Yeah. Oh my
alcoholic ice
gosh.
cream.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like literally, yeah, I think the year before or just like before I had my baby. Yeah, and I guess the year before that, definitely like we were figuring out like the manufacturing process of like what types of alcoholic ice cream we could serve and provide and whatnot. And yeah, I wanted to, I guess, maybe pivot or do something different and change in that. Yeah.
So what I'm getting is that you have a lot of fingers in very many different sauce pots. You had a lot of different expertise and experience and just from so many different industries. So who do you find that you mostly like to work with?
Currently, I'm like, I guess this is the marketing part of it, but it's women in tech. So a lot of my clients actually are like product managers, product
Mm-hmm.
designers, marketers, people in sales, like business analysts, that sort of realm. And it was funny because when I remember like trying to figure out who's my ideal client, I was like, oh, it's a product designer. That's a few years before me. You know, it's like it was just me way back when, but all of these other types of people came out of the realm, and I'm like, oh my god, it's all these people I like love to work with and really understand what they're doing in that work environment. So I guess it worked
Yeah.
out well.
Because it used to be you, and you were like, "Whoa, my ICA, my ideal client avatar." For you guys that don't know, is you. It's the previous you.
Mhm.
Mind blown. And
Yeah.
I remember we chatted about that. So take us back to when we first started working together. What did
Mhm.
life and business look like with a newborn and also business at the same time? You knew it was going to be hectic, but what kind of just drove you to go, all right, I'm going to
Mhm.
commit to this and back myself 100%?
So that was earlier this year, like Jan Feb, when I first like reached out and we started working together. And then I had a 5 month old at that time. I think what drove me a lot was I knew I kind of wanted to quit my job at that point. So I knew I had this plan like mid August. That was my deadline. Hey, I got to launch something, start a business, and get some clients by then and just kind of go all out. And I think the reasoning for that is because my previous company didn't give me like maternity leave or like paid parental leave. They gave me maternity leave like 1 year off, but it was unpaid. And I was kind of like off by 1 month with like, the eligibility
I
criteria
remember
and
you telling
everything.
me this. That is
Yeah.
wild.
So I was
Mm.
like, yeah, it's weird, it's weird just talking to other people where they're like, oh, I get 18 months off and it's like
Mm.
X amount paid, and you're like, oh, haha. And I'm like, and I would joke around, like be like, I get none, I get zero. But I think the government,
Depresso.
yeah, the government gives you a little bit, like minimum wage at a certain whatever, like weeks, but I don't know. I think it's just a little drive in me. I knew like I had 10 years of experience in like life, and I'm like, okay, I think it's time to just try something new and go for it.
Mm. And what did a typical day for you really look like when you were trying to
Mhm.
juggle baby plus work?
Yes, true, true. I was breastfeeding at that time, so that was like there's like literally a gremlin dependent on you, like every few hours or so. So you don't really like can do whatever you want. So imagine like yeah, breastfeeding and there's breaks in between. You're just tired and you're like, luckily we have this program and you're like, here's your homework, get it done. Just like,
Here's some
okay.
accountability.
And, half the time I got it done. Half the time I'm like, oh, Nicole, I need an extension. Like homework. Can I like do a bit more? But day to day, yeah, breastfeeding, like late at night was when I was like, should I like talk to Chat GPT and figure out my life? Like, and then,
Mm.
or just get it done. Like, you're like, okay, you want to build a program. Like, what's the result on that? What have you accomplished? I'm like, I was always iterating on it. And I feel like that
Mm.
was not good. Like, just like I was scared to like just get it out and execute things and
Mm.
do
Mm-hmm.
all the email flows and stuff and whatnot. But it wasn't like as tiring as, how people make it out to be. It's like I actually did have the motivation to be like, okay, let's just get it done. And luckily I had my partner to look after the baby on certain days and times and whatnot. If he was also very, very supportive of like in everything I do. So he's like, okay, if you need to do any work, I can go take out the gremlin. Okay, we always call him gremlin, but yeah, I can take out the baby and like watch him for a little bit and you do you, you know? He was always like, yeah, we did that. But also another thing, we were kind of like suffering from like, well, the baby was suffering from eczema. So he wasn't sleeping properly, he wasn't sleeping overnight. I knew people who said, hey, my baby sleeps 12 hours a night. And I'm like, yeah, that is great for you. My baby sleeps like 2 hours, like every few, hours or not even. I think at that point it was like 1 hour, 2 hour slots.
Yeah.
He'd really like, he'd wake up itchy, bloody, all of that. It was like not great. So we were like
Yeah.
juggling that and then also trying to build a business and then figuring out life all at once.
Yeah.
But I guess it was like me having that 5 or 6 months to be like, that's your deadline. Get it all done before then. And then you do you. You figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember as well for our group calls, our group sessions, you would be bringing your baby, Kendrick, onto the calls. And I think I still have these like screen grabs from like there's you, me, Becca, Nicola, like you and little Kendrick just hiding in the corner there.
He would come and join my meetings sometimes. Yeah.
He was adorable. He is still adorable,
Thanks.
10 months later.
Yeah.
But you're like, thanks. I'm responsible for half of that.
He looks more like me.
Yeah, clearly. And then when he gets into his terrible twos, he was suddenly going to look less like you, I'm sure. You're like, I did not birth that child. And I even remember as well, like some of the calls. I mean, to be fair, it's not because you weren't like accountable for the shit that you had to do and for your homework and everything, but you literally had like, you had to put Kendrick down or you had to breastfeed him. And I remember when you did jump on our calls, you'd be talking really quietly and you'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, I just got Kendrick to sleep, so I can't really laugh and I just have to be like all deadpan.
Getting me like emotional right now. I'm like, stop. I have survived that trauma. Not kidding.
I was going to say, apart from the PTSD, like you did an amazing job as like a mom going through like from 5 months to like literally to where you are now. Like that's literally to me, that's newborn the whole time. Do you know what I mean? Like, because they're just so needy. Like you're right, gremlin's the right word for it. When you say gremlin, I laughed internally. I was like, I am my own gremlin that I have to feed.
You're definitely a gremlin.
Whoa. Exit that way. Clearly, we have a lot to yap about, and that's why we worked really well together.
Yes.
But before we started working well together, I wanted to ask you, and also for the other ladies out there, but what were you trying before that wasn't working for you? And when we jump on a call, on our clarity call, when we first became aligned, what kind of made you go, okay, cool, like I want to work with Nicole?
Yeah, I think before, like literally throughout my entire life, always had business ideas. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to buy a domain name and like figure it out or like make a blog.
Ice cream, alcohol.
Later on, but I was like, I want to be a travel blogger. I want to be like, I don't know, live your best life, just little trinkets and stuff. I think I made like so many different IGs, which I still kind of monitor some of them, but a lot of the ones I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing. So it's just like, have fun with it, figure it out. Good luck to you. It's like, what do you do? Everyone's like, oh, trying to make it viral, figure it out. And it's like, but there's no like business goal, business path. There's no structure. It's just like
post more, just be consistent.
Yeah, let's do some TikTok dances, which I love, by the way. Everyone's like, no, I don't want a TikTok dance. I'm like, whatever. I embrace it.
Can we link that somewhere in the screen right here of Kim dancing?
Yeah, try to find a good one. There's none. There's none.
I think they're all good, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, carry on, please.
So what you're saying, let's see, what were you doing before? Oh yeah, I was just doing my own thing. Like I didn't understand how to make a business. I actually have a degree in entrepreneurship.
I remember that. That's crazy. That's wild.
Entrepreneurship and marketing, which is hilarious because I'm like, you just learn about it. You read all the books, like the lean startup. You do all these things. You're like, okay, iterate, just get it out. You've been taught all that, but like actually doing it, it's kind of
Whole
scary.
different story.
It's like,
Whole different story.
ooh,
Yeah.
ooh. You really have to do things. So
Yeah.
I like, and then I also was like kind of surrounded myself with a lot of like entrepreneurs, like back in Vancouver. I have a lot of friends in that space, like have built their own thing. And I think like coming back to Australia or no, moving to Australia, I don't know. It's just something about the environment. I'm like, where are the entrepreneurs at? Like, it's hard to like find that community. So I think I was
Mm-hmm.
maybe not as motivated to be like, "Oh, let's go. Maybe it was just living like a good life here. Like, not to say, but getting decent wages and stuff. You're just like not that motivated to do something. So I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just I didn't really feel that spark in myself anymore. And I think it was just like a long time coming, wanting to start something. And
And the second part of that question would have
yeah.
been what, when we jumped in that alignment call,
Mm,
because you had talked to other coaches before. And I
mm,
remember we talked about that one business coach, which I can't remember her name now. I wonder if I hope she's still doing well. I hope she's
I
still
literally
coaching.
know the name, but I don't know if I want to bring it up.
I
Do you
know,
want to?
you know who I'm talking about because I
Yeah.
remember it so clearly because you literally brought her up and you compared the program and you were like, well, her program's the same price as your program, but she doesn't do any
Mm,
one-on-ones, whereas like she does all group and you don't. You know exactly who I'm talking
yeah.
about.
Yeah.
And I remember her so clearly. But anyway, like what for you kind of clicked in to go like, okay, Nicole's the person I want to work with.
I think when I was scrolling, I don't even know how I discovered you. Probably like, I feel like if you do like ads and stuff, it probably jumped at me there, right? So then I think I went on your Instagram and I'm like, I really like your vibe, like the aesthetic you give out on there. It's like the fonts, the colors, the colorful you in it. I'm like, this girl has personality. And then also she's Asian and young. So I'm like, I can see myself in her. It's like I can see the woman entrepreneur that she will get out of me. So I
Yeah.
think that was what happened. But also, when we jumped on the call, I was like, yep, like I don't know what it was. You're right. I think it was just like I need to like understand who you were as a person. And you're like a no bullshit type of person. Like this is the way we're gonna do this program. This is do. And you made the process look so easy in some ways. Like you made it like attainable. I know it's not easy. It's like hard work at every step of the way, but you're like, this is the way we would do things. And I'm like, yep, whatever, let's go. Like I was just like, let's do it. I also need to get things done in like a 3 month time frame. I'm like, you provide that. Let's do it. Like, let's see how we go.
Nice.
And yeah.
No, I love that thought. And I think that when we did jump on that call, we just automatically aligned as well because you also know bullshit. You're also
Mm,
direct. You're just kind of like, say it like it is. And also, I think it was like the low key, like, I mean, obviously, like when you see another Asian female doing well
mm,
in the space who, in entrepreneurship, because we really, really ever grow up in a household that isn't quite like conservative or traditional, especially in the Asian culture.
mm,
So being an entrepreneur is not really encouraged. It's not really like a stable job. It's not being a lawyer, an accountant, or
mm.
engineer. All
Yeah.
three my dad tried to get me into.
Oh my God.
Because
Yeah.
he realized I was too dumb to be a doctor. No, I'm kidding. I really wanted to be a neurosurgeon, not just any
Oh,
surgeon, a neurosurgeon when I was younger. And that was even way before I started watching Grey's Anatomy with
wow. You
McSteamy
knew what
and
you wanted to
McDreamy.
be, but yeah. Yeah,
And
straight away.
I'm nowhere near being a neurosurgeon, tell you that for free.
You're doing mindset stuff, so close enough.
Exactly. So we're kind of there. And being an entrepreneur is all about your mindset.
Yes.
Speaking of mindsets, though, I wanted to ask you, I know we really talked about it and we know like you kind of talked about like what clicked for you to be like, okay, she's a coach for me. But this is a question that so many other ladies that I talk to before they jump into a program like this, because investing in coaching it's not cheap, right? Especially if you're going for like really one-to-one, like luxury, not I wouldn't say luxury because, well, coaching is a luxury to invest in. But when you do invest in it, it, gives you a lot back because you get direction, clarity, hand-holding, all of the support. But a lot of the questions that I hear from other ladies before they jump in is that they're nervous about the time commitment spent in it. They're nervous about the money, obviously, the upfront investment. They're nervous about whether they have the capacity, the bandwidth to be able to build a business. And then it falls back on themselves being like, I can't back myself, when, to be honest, you should only ever back on yourself, not horses, because that is betting on the wrong thing. But all of these things, time, money, energy, would any part of you think I should probably wait until life calms down? Or like, what was the main thing for you to go like, okay, yes, let's go?
Yeah, that's crazy because Kendrick was a newborn previously. So it's like 3 months leading up. It was like such a blur. I don't remember the end of 2024 at all. And then I was just like listening to business podcasts at night and just like kind of getting that mind frame, like pumping myself up, like you got to do something, you got to do something. But there's only so many podcasts and like YouTube like videos you can just listen to. And to be able to start something. So I think you literally came in like the perfect time whenever you're like you popped up.
Yes.
It's like, all right, now I'm surviving the 3 month/4 month stage of a baby. What can I do now? Even though that's hard too, when you have a 5 month, you're still breastfeeding and whatnot. Oh my goodness, I hear him waking up. So hopefully my partner goes and takes the baby.
I can hear him too. But then it's really, I hope they're happy noises. They're happy noises. We're good.
He's like waking up. Actually, we're taking him to childcare like later on. So should be
nice.
Wake up. So anyways, figure it out.
Kendrick, give us half an hour. Nah.
Yes, hopefully. I think I was very motivated, later on to quit my job. So it's like, it's now or never. You're going to have X amount of months to be able to do that. So I gave myself some leeway to be able to be like, okay, 3 months to build something, a few months to get some clients, and then resign. It's like, and like not go back to work. But it's really funny and ironic because I actually did go back to work way earlier than expected too. So I got back in like February.
Contract, right?
I did some contracting work, and then I like went back to my old workplace, but as a part-timer, like 3 days a week, because it actually really worked out. I was actually going back to Canada for a few months. They mentioned I can like work remotely, and I was like, that is perfect because it just worked out really well. And then, I'm so like grateful they gave me that opportunity. And then because of that, 3 days a week, I can work on the other days, like my business stuff. And even though I was in Canada, I was just having a lot of fun there, like with family and friends and whatnot. Kendra got to go on like 10 different flights because we were going everywhere. Like we were just traveling all across Canada and America, different things.
He must be good at traveling. He must be so good at traveling on planes.
You would think that. You would think, but every, age is a different type of new issue. He's like, instead of, he didn't know how to like crawl or walk, but now he wants to move all the time, right? So imagine wanting to move, he wants to get out of his seat. Before he was just like a blob, or he can just sleep all day. Now you're like, I actually want to do things and adventure. And so,
cute
ages get different issues or new adventures.
No, that's so true. And did any part of you think, I should probably wait until life calms down, or you just reached your end of your tether?
No, I think I mentioned like I wanted to quit my job at a certain time. So I'm like, literally gave myself like 5 months or 6 months to do something. It's like, it's now or never. It's like, if I procrastinate any longer, it's like, you won't have that time to build something and launch something out. There is no point. And you're right. Like, even though I was tired, I think I got my energy back. Like, after having like a 5-month-old or whatever, I'm just like, I was super, I think, driven. Yeah, you're right. It's like, it's a weird, like in another world. You're like, let's go for it.
Yeah.
Like, why
the
wait?
Ambition. Exactly. And it's a really important point that you brought up right there. And this is I came from an economics background, and have you heard of opportunity cost?
Yeah,
of course.
Econ,
of course.
Love it.
Yeah. Econ 101. Bless. But yes, opportunity cost is all about like the cost of inaction, right? The cost of not doing the other thing. Sorry, cost of inaction is what you do when you don't start the business, but opportunity cost is just what you're missing out on if you do choose option A over option B. For those of you guys who don't know opportunity cost, just Google it. Because Opportunity cost. Yeah, it's a good fun one. I did my master's in economics. God save us all that I'm not an economist. Anyway, what's the opportunity cost of taking the bus as opposed to like, like walking or whatever? So then you'd go, the opportunity cost of taking the bus is that you don't walk or you don't, I don't know, run or get to the destination that you want to get to instead of that option. So the cost of not, and I feel like people tend to go like, well, if I keep waiting before I start a business, I'm only going to get better at it or get more clear on it because you're waiting around for that confidence. You feel like you're only going to get more confident. But the thing is that opportunity cost of that wait is that that's all the time that you're sacrificing and not using to build your business. Because a lot of people who build businesses and are successful from it, they're not smarter than us. They're not, more hardworking than us. They're not like more gifted than us or whatever. The thing is that they just started. They started earlier and then they just kept going because you gain confidence along the way. So that's, it's quite cool that you mentioned that without, really like you're saying like, oh, the ambition and the drive, the motivation, but it was also kind of like the cost of losing out on not being able to quit your job, not being able to be there for your baby when he gets like older and stuff, like if you're working 9 to 5. So it's actually kind of amazing that you're like, no, this is what I want and I'm going to go for gold. So awesome. And is Kendrick okay?
He's just waking up. He's like, oh, hello, someone play with me. So we're gonna like get him ready and then take him to childcare. But I mentioned to my partner, I'm like, I'm doing an interview like super early in the morning. If baby wakes up, you take care of the baby and you take him to childcare. So I didn't do
He
that.
did not get the memo.
I literally was like, wake up. Baby.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that that TikToker? I forgot her name. I think it's Alyssa Eats or something. Alyssa Noon. But she's like, every time she's like filming a video, she's like, hold on, my baby's crying. And she disappears and then she comes back. I think it's Gamer Foodie. I think that's her handle. I don't even. That she's so funny. All of her videos, she's just like, she cooks and shows people what she cooks. And then she goes, hold on, my baby's crying.
Yeah. Definitely a
you
reality.
Just remind me of it. You need to film, you need to record a reel like that. Hold on, my baby's crying.
This is what's happening right now. Live in action. Like
true. That is true. Back on track. Yeah. Wanted to ask you, when we actually started working together, what was the first few shifts you noticed? Like what were some light bulbs for you?
Because you were like a no BS like type of person, like and I'd be like, oh, I was so busy with the baby, I had to take care of him, and like I had all these excuses of why I didn't complete certain tasks and activities, and then you're like, what the fuck? You're like, you didn't say it, you're just like your face, and I'm like, oh my god, I do not want to come on these calls. So embarrassing. And then I'd be like,
no, really?
I'm like, I didn't finish my homework, but hey, I did a little bit. And you're like, you looked at your branding again. Like you looked at your hex codes. What the fuck? Okay. And then once I finally did the thing, like for example, doing all the email flows, I'm like, oh, okay, it's not as hard as I thought it would be. It's like, I think I just like the mind really tricks you and you're like, it's such an overwhelming task because you're like, oh my God, I have to do like these 14 emails or whatever the number was. And I have to like program it all in or like, set it all up. You're like, oh, that's just too much work. I don't want to do it. And so you're like, and then when you start doing it and get the flow of it, you're like, actually, I'm not that bad at it. Like I actually love writing and it's like great, but I think just doing the task, starting it is really hard. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to do that's like a huge task. And then you don't want to do it. But once you start it, you're like, oh, and now it's all done. I don't even look at it anymore. And having that done, I'm like, okay, now I can focus on other things.
Literally. Like, I haven't even looked at my email sequence and I think it's been running for more than almost coming up to 2 years now. I probably should go back and look at it. But I mean, in general, though, as as a functioning, well-oiled business owner, you should look at your email sequence and review it every now and then. We're just, we're just being honest with like how life happens. And you're right, email marketing is bloody daunting. Like if you don't even know, imagine what it would have been like if you had to like tackle that beast on your own. You probably wouldn't even have started. You probably would have looked at it and be like, I'm not even touching that thing and put poll. Do you know what I mean? Like, heck no.
Yeah.
But that's what you hired me for, to keep your ass in gear.
Yeah. And I think another thing was the course production, like creating a course in your mind. You're like, oh my God, it's going to take hours and hours and hours, days and days, weeks and weeks, which, to my story, yeah, probably, because I took so long to procrastinate. I'm like, oh, I'm still working on the course. And then later on, I'm like, oh, just screw it. Like, it can't be perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. So I think I literally got over that. And I was like, if it's 80% great, let's just go. And it doesn't even matter. It's like, just get the people in there to test it out, get their feedback, and then iterate. And I even got you as a tester, and you're like, it's great, it's ready to launch. And I'm like, what? You're like,
and
let's
then you were
go.
like, let me get my entire family and all of my 4,000 sisters to test my course.
Yeah, so they're the beta testers, thanks. So I have 4 sisters, and I'm like, you all work in tech, right? Sort of, yeah, close enough. You get in there, you figure it out, and give me all your feedback. I also got like other friends to get in there and like whatnot, and I was like, and they're like, it's great. I'm like, did you even go through it? Yeah, I think I just need that validation, but.
The validation, but also perfectionism and overthinking, which is something that I can relate to 100,000%. It's like you don't want to release your first iteration because you're like, it has to be perfect. And I remember I kept telling you, I was like, all right, cool. So we're going to work backwards. We're going to set a deadline for your launch. So you go and think about it and you get back to me. And then you were like,
that kept going on and on.
And then I think you said your date was like 2 months from that day that we were talking about it.
And you're like, I'm not coaching you for that long. I'm like, can you get it,
mate? Yes, so in all honesty, the 12 weeks turned out to be a little bit longer for you, but also in your defense, you were traveling to Canada, you picked up a little remote side gig as well, the 3 days part-time. You also had a crying baby, which funnily enough, you've never ever used Kendrick as an excuse to not do the shit that you needed to do. Do you know? I mean, you did here and there, but like you never really like mentioned him as being a main blocker of your business. So I think that speaks volumes. Obviously, like he wasn't an excuse to not start the business.
He was probably the excuse to start the business. He was like,
exactly.
Yeah. I'm like, I want to spend time with him. And even going back to, even the part-time when I went back to like the 9 to 5, even though it was part-time, it wasn't like do whatever I want. It was literally 9 to 5, lots of meetings in between. And I was just like, oh, like, I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I was just, I was in a very like technical kind of like a role where it's like distribution boards and I don't know, all these things. And I'm just like, I want to play with Kendrick. I want to go to play centers and be a mom.
That's so true. But that's the beauty of it, right? Like fast forward to now, like what does life and business look like for you now that you've got your whole business set up? Kendrick's a bit older. He can actually walk now. It's not just a blob. So how does your day-to-day look like now?
It's so funny when people ask and they think I'm like super busy all the time. You're like, oh, you must be doing your business stuff. I don't want to bother you. I'm like, literally I'm doing nothing, but feel free to come and hang out and stuff. But like, I guess the day-to-day, I do post a lot on LinkedIn. So I do like prep content and like get things out of there. I do I'm not so much on Instagram for like my business side of things at the moment. A lot of the clients I get are actually word of mouth and through like LinkedIn. So that's super interesting too, because a lot of people think I'm getting it through social media. But I'm like, it's actually just like, people are spreading the word and going to events and spreading the word. And I'm like, it's so good.
Yeah.
But
because you're not running paid ads at the moment, right?
No.
So there's no volume going through to your funnel yet. But if you wanted to really crank that up, you know exactly how you can because we've talked about it.
and just go back to, all your course things and be like, how do I do it? I could go back.
Yeah, basically.
I think I realized, before, I think I had that 9 to 5 mindset. Like, I'm like, ooh, my office hours are going to be 9 to 5. But also, I was thinking of like my other clients in like North America instead of like Australia. So I'm like, maybe I'll extend I was doing like 8 to 8 at one point just to open the hours to see all
Hmm.
the time zones. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I should just close it. I can create the life whatever I want. I don't need
Yeah, you choose the
do nine
time.
to five. It was just a weird, like, oh, we've been brainwashed to do this. So I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna work Wednesday to Friday in the morning. It's like I had these blocks and there was like my ideal time. And like I was doing like, Kendrick had his activities and stuff on like Monday and Tuesday. And I was like, we would just have fun doing all that. And I'm just like, I don't need to see anyone on those days. And then and luckily, all the clients that I had were mainly Thursday and Friday mornings and like afternoons and mainly blockage of mornings. So I was like, why am I opening till like Friday at 5 when no one wants to talk to you then? It's like, so I don't even work, past 12 p.m. on Fridays. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, it's whatever the client like wants kind of thing. And then also like myself from like, when am I free? I might, want to do some work on Sundays, like just, get some things done or like, content batching, things like that. So I think I noticed that too, because I'm like, why did I make it so available for everyone, accessible? And I'm like, oh, wait, I'm designing the life I want and this is what I want. So my office hours are like, I mean, I keep saying office hours, but these are like the times they can book chats with me or like clarity calls and stuff. It's
Yeah.
only a certain time frame that I
Yeah.
am
And
open.
yeah, no, you literally are speaking like literally my schedule as well. It's like you design your schedule in your life. Like I go in and I block out all the times that I want to go to the gym. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that comes first. I'm going to block all of that out. And I'm like, I don't want to take any like clarity calls past 3 p.m. Block, 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 block. I don't want to do this on a Friday. Block, And then what's available, then I put that up for availability for clarity calls. And then someone else can find whatever time works for them in their time zone because, you've already blocked that all out. So I had the same mindset as you before. I was thinking like, man, I need to make it like so available so everyone has all of that opportunity to find a time that works for them. But I'm like, no, it's my business. That's what I'm doing this for. So that's awesome that your business can fit around your baby. And now, you get to do whatever you want. Well, not whatever you want because you have a baby, which is also, who's a bit of a gremlin, who's dependent. But, like that's awesome that you can like structure that around like your life. And let's talk about the results you created so far. I shared a little bit about that on my Instagram, but I would love to hear it from you about your clients, revenue consistency. Let's talk about the launch that you had and the clients that you signed up right after.
As you may heard, I like took forever to launch. So my literal time I wanted to launch in like April, like, and then it went to June and July. And I was like, okay,
As one
fine.
does.
And then I think I resigned. I mean, I officially got out of work like in September and I did like a
Mm-hmm.
few soft launches here and there. When I say soft launches, I just like posted a few reels to talk about what I'm working on, what I've been working on. And then some of the current followers are like friends, I guess friends like that follow me on my Instagram account. They're like, oh, what are you
Mm-hmm.
working on? What are you doing? And then what's it called? They're like, I'm going to invest in you, Kim. And just like straight away got my first like product purchase. I think literally a couple days after I launched and then got another
So
one.
good.
And I was like, what the mother? Like, I think it was scary because I'm pretty chill when it comes to launching. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to do it. I think I just didn't have the confidence to fully do a launch and be like, let's go. These are the dates we need to sign up for. Here's the deadline. I think I was like, I think you mentioned like the evergreen, funnel or like they can come
Mm-hmm.
whenever they want. And so I'm like, hey, maybe let's try that and see what happens. And people, came out and being like, I want to work with you. Let's go for it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got some clients from that. And then, word of mouth, going to other events and stuff. So I caught like hand, foot, and mouth, like literally in October, I think. So I was like so keen, let's get some clients. And then, I
Oh
mean, my
no,
baby got hand, foot,
I
and mouth.
remember
And I was
this.
like, I gotta take care of him. And then I got it. And it, like literally that lasted like 2 weeks. And I'm like, and you feel guilty for like, taking a break from your business sometimes. You're like, oh man, is going to get a little bit of traction, but nah. And then because of that, it was weird. And luckily I just went back to it. And I think the word of mouth from the clients, I got some clients from that, which I'm like, sweet, like it got it all worked out. And I think I got one from LinkedIn as well, or like, yeah, some people from LinkedIn. So I was like, I need to go back to them and be like, how did you find me? Because literally have no connections with anyone. So I think it's from LinkedIn. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think the most important point to mention here for the viewers is that LinkedIn is your main platform of choice when it comes to marketing. So while you're content batching for all the content that you're putting out there, it's mostly for LinkedIn and not so much Instagram on Moonshot Women, because LinkedIn, and I remember we went through this coaching program, you've got an amazing like repertoire with like posting not just unhinged stuff, but unhinged work, professional stuff on LinkedIn, and which creates a community and a following. You know, you were like really built up that following. And I was like, you need to take advantage of that. And this is the thing, it's like depending on your product, the service you offer, it could be Pinterest that could work really well for you, for your industry. It could be LinkedIn, because of you're literally helping women in tech careers. Like LinkedIn is literally your best hunting ground, you know? Instagram, yes, but then obviously you got to run paid ads to do more detailed targeting. But LinkedIn is so ideal for you. And from everything that we did together throughout the entire coaching, what do you feel like for you made the biggest difference? Like that aha light bulb moment?
I think I keep going back to you, be like, get it done.
The face.
What would Nicole do? Or I think, oh my God, even like after, you know, we finished coaching and whatnot, I'm like, am I allowed to ask her questions after? You know, it's like, but then I also want to share my wins with you. So anytime I had a client, I'm like, yo, Nicole, like, I got another client. I was like so stoked and excited.
And then I would reply, and then you would ghost me for 4 days.
That's like
Kidding.
motherhood. It's straight to like a definition. I'm tired.
Doesn't use baby as an excuse next minute.
Yeah,
No, I love
mothers
it.
who know this, mothers who knows. But yeah, okay, something I learned, I think it was mainly like nothing is perfect. Like literally just get it out and learn from it. And even like I was listening to other mindset coaches or whatever. I'm like literally always listening to this, but they're like
Same.
the other one. Yeah, I know, horrendous.
Same.
Horrendous.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, literally nothing is perfect. Or like the time is now. Like you are enough. Like you are literally. Sorry, I'm like my brain is going in so many directions. But I think I was talking to someone. They're like, "Oh, what does success mean to you? Like, what would make you happy in the next 6 months and whatnot?" And then I think I just randomly was like, "Oh, if I made like 10,000 a month, you know." And then I'm like thinking, and they're like, "Why?" And I was like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "Why did I even say that?" You know, it's like they're like, I think I just got that figure out of like social media gurus or people online just being like 10K months, 10K months. And I'm like, that chasing that will make you happy. But then they're like, nah, like you're building the life you want to live. You're enjoying yourself right now. Like enjoy the process. And it might not be a 10K month. It might be a couple of Ks, you know, it might be 20, it might be whatever, but it's like, you're still doing you and you're doing what you are true to, yeah, what you actually want to do in life.
A life first business, like a true life first business, right? And that's exactly like what I preach all the time. It's just like, I mean, for me personally, and I'll be really upfront about it, like I would rather have a 20K month working 20 hours per week than a 50K month working 50 hours per week. I'm just saying, maybe controversial. I know some people may go like, I would rather have 50K months, but I'm like, 50 hours per week, I've done that before. And I burnt out quick, even with like parameters set in place. And that's the thing, like 50 hours is your baseline, but then you're on call all the time. Your mind is always on all the time because it's your business. Like you don't get a break. And I rather just live my life the way that I want it and my business can work around me than the other way around. And I feel like you're the same too, which is why we really like connected and became aligned on that, which leads me to my next part. What was your favorite part about working together?
Ooh, the stairs. Not kidding. I think your vibe and your energy and your like literally, you just like, I don't know, the confidence that you give, like, and be like, and you believe in your clients, like you believe in me. You're like, yo, you have the experience to do that, just go for it. Or you're ready to launch, just go for it. and you just like shed doubt. Like, so, and then I would like, for example, run to you being like, oh my God, I'm like pitching this offer. I don't know if like, I'm worth that much. And I would get all scared and whatnot. And you're like, dude, what the, like, just go for it, like, figure it out. And I think you just I don't know, bring this energy. You're like, I can do anything. So I think that's what I got.
Oh, that's nice to say because that would be ideal. If I didn't, if I did not have the energy, I shouldn't be a coach. But also, well, likewise, do you know what I mean? Like it's funny as well because magnify, that is the keyword phrase of life. And I feel like the universe always magnifies things for you, going to more mindset talk. But when you connect with someone, right, it's not because like, I mean, yes, it's because you're online and everything, but also they magnify what you also see in yourself. I think you low-key had the confidence in yourself. You just needed someone else to tell you that.
Yeah.
So I helped magnify that for you. And then all you needed was just someone to go, you're enough, you can do this, you're ready to launch your course. And then you're like, okay, I am. Because I think deep down you kind of knew it, you know?
Yeah. I think like
So
you're right, having that trust and being able to, yeah, really just trust yourself and go for it and not be afraid. I think that's the main thing.
And if someone's watching this right now and they're like where you were a few months ago, well, in Jan, because it's been a wee while, who do you think that this kind of support is really for?
Someone who's like ready to start a business and like ready to not live the regular 9 to 5 life and just like, some people are in unfulfilling jobs or like, what do I do in my life? And I just feel like a lot of people have like the strengths and like, that opportunity to be able to build something. And even after like coming out of this program, I'm always like telling all like the people I know, I'm like, do you want to start a business? Like, I believe in you. You have, you can do it. And I just like,
you should become a coach, girl.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Inspire.
It's all this stuff. It's like, I think thinking like, oh, it's not as hard as I thought it would be. I think that was the main thing. And like, hey, I could help you build a course. It's like in my mind, courses took so much time. You need to be like such an expert at certain things. You need to potentially have like collaborators and people, it's like all these extra things, but you're like, if you have a skill and you want to teach the world something, it's like, it's not that hard. There's like a lot of these cool platforms that you can use, and all these tools, and they make it really easy for you to use it. So it's like very accessible. And so I think that was something that brought out, and in my head, I'm like, can I just build another course? Like, I'm like, what else can I do? Like, it's fun. Like, it's just fun.
And you nerd out about what other problems you can solve or what other solutions you can bring to people. What other apps can you create,
Yeah.
Which is pretty buzzy. So if someone else out there who might be a mum, might be like a busy founder, another entrepreneur, want to be an entrepreneur, watching this right now and they're thinking, well, I just don't have the time, or our investment things calm down. What would you say to them?
I think because I've spent a lot of money in investments previously, like not even from this, I'm just like, I know what you can get out of it from investing in yourself. So it's like, if you're willing to do that, I think it's all worth it because they're going to make the money after. You're literally teaching yourself how to build a business and how to make money. So you're just going to get it all back and then more. And yeah. And so having all those skills and being able to, it's like invaluable, especially like working with you, Nicole, like you literally have gone through it so many times. You worked with so much women, like to get through what they wanted to get through, literally from scratch all the way to launch. And that is crazy, just knowing that you can do that within a few months, which people think it might take a few years to build and level up. So I think it's crazy you can offer something like that. I think it's just like mind boggling, it's like, and
wow, when you put it that way, I'm mind boggled too. Damn, pat on my back. Shit. But you being a mum and doing all of that in a few months, man, pat on your back. Come on. You impress. That came right on cue. Nah, but honestly, the shit that you do is impressive because I don't even know remotely what it's like to be a mum. And I think it is a lot harder than building a business, in my opinion, and you might agree.
Yeah, I think another thing is like my partner has a lot to do with this as well. Like he's very supportive of me as well. So he like
Yay, Slam.
yay slam. He took some time off and like he's playing with the baby and I'm like, why is he playing with the baby in there when he can just take the baby to childcare? Like it's almost 9 a.m. Like I don't know what's going on here. So I think he's just waiting for us to finish and then like maybe feed the baby some breakfast and then run away. And I'm like, why? See, he's playing with the baby right now. He's just in there. He's hidden away. But yeah, partner, thank you for letting me go crazy and like go wild with all my dreams and like having fun doing it. Yeah.
Thanks, Slam. Slam is his name, by the way.
His name is Simon, but we call him Slam. Let's just say that.
Last question to you, Kim. What's next for you? What are you excited about building from here?
Yeah. So currently I have like one-on-one coaching and also a self-paced course. And I think eventually I do want to do some sort of community thing where it's like maybe group coaching.
Yo, that would be fire. I think you'd be a really good coach as well. I think we talked about that when we were first building your offer about a community and your own coach, one-to-one coaching. I mean, you do have a long-term retainer client that you're doing one-to-one coaching for. So
yeah. So they
have it
are working with me for a couple of months and they like are driven to get their CVs up to date, their portfolios to like land. Oh my God, they sent me a text like the other day, literally yesterday, like, oh, I got 2 interviews next week. And I'm just like, wait, what? The updated CV and portfolio. And she's like, yeah, updated CV and portfolio we worked on. I'm like, oh my God. But I'm gonna like chat with her soon. Oh wait,
that
tomorrow.
Is freaking exciting, Kim. See
now
the
we're
work
just
that
figuring out interview strategies. So it's crazy. I'm just like, oh my God, can't believe that's happening.
Right. It's kind of crazy that like you are literally transforming lives. Do you know what I mean? Like that's exactly not that you promised it to her, but that's what you said that you would deliver and you delivered. And I love that it's going full circle, like women helping women build amazing careers for themselves and lives. Like this is all going full circle here. Wow, yeah. A moment, team. This is just a really glorious moment right now. I feel so grateful. Yeah. Wow. And Kim, thank you for being so honest and not sugarcoating what this actually looked like with, building a business, being on here in this interview, how juggling a 5-month-old who's now 15 months, which is crazy to me, business on your plate, everything. Like, thank you for being so honest and transparent and no bullshit as well, which is exactly what I love about you and what you love about me.
Yeah.
So for the rest of you guys, if you're watching this and you see yourself and Kim in the before, exhausted, trying to keep your business alive between feeds.
Still exhausted, by the way. Just joking. I'm kidding. I'm better. It's better. It gets better.
It's only going to get better, as he gets older and he can start to bring himself to childcare. Kindergarten, please. Take the bus now. Maybe you turn 2. You're 3. Time to drive a car. And for the mums, for not the mums out there, random life chaos just gets in the way. So take this as your sign that you do not have to wait for life to calm down, take yourself seriously, because Kim did not, and she did not use her baby as an excuse either. So just to tie this interview all up, I just want to say like this is literally what happens when a smart woman backs herself, just like Kim, just like every other client that I work with, just like me. And get actual strategy and support because, just like Kim, like she refuses to accept like this season is just a write-off as a story. She wasn't, newborn 5-month-old to me is very, very similar because it's literally a 5-month-old baby can't even feed or defend itself. Yeah. So to me, it's just basically a newborn baby. But to the ladies out there watching this, if you want to build your own version of this, a business that pays you and actually fits around your life, just like me, just like Kim, instead of the other way around, you can check out more of what I do on my Instagram at It's Nicole Yin and chuck me a follow. So team, if you want my eyes on your business, DM me smart on Instagram and let's chat. I only open 4 to 5 spots for my one-on-one program that Kim joined and they fill up fast. And if you're sitting there thinking, this is uncomfortably me, that's usually your cue to move. And for Kim, give her a follow on all 3,000 of her handles, which we will all link
Love it. It's like
on the screen or down below. Moonshot Women is the one that you want to look at if you are currently a woman in tech and you feel like you're underutilized and underpaid and underappreciated, which is all of you women out there, and not just in tech, in any 9-to-5 job, but if you're specifically in tech, what Kim mentioned, product designer, UX, UI, project manager, all of the above, Scrum Master, go and talk to her.